The lavender light of Kepler 186f's third moon filtered through the excavation site's protective dome, casting prismatic shadows across Senna Reese's research station. Her fingers traced the ancient glyphs etched into the crystalline walls, their surfaces cooled despite the sweltering atmosphere outside. After 3 years of studying these ruins, she still couldn't shake the feeling that they were somehow alive. "Dr. Reese, you might want to see this." Finn Porter's voice crackled through her comm unit. Her research assistant's typically steady tone carried an edge of excitement that made her pulse quicken. "Location?" she asked, already gathering her equipment. "Chamber B7. The one with the spiral markings we couldn't decode." Senna navigated through the winding corridors, her boots clicking against the translucent floor panels. The ruins had been discovered 15 years ago, but only recently had the Interstellar Research Coalition approved a full-scale expedition. As lead xenoarchaeologist, Senna had fought hard for this opportunity, though lately she wondered if she was truly prepared for what they might find. When she reached B7, she found Finn kneeling beside what appeared to be a new opening in the chamber floor. His dark skin gleamed with sweat as he aimed his scanner at the cavity below. The resonance mapping revealed a hollow space, he explained, not looking up from his readings. Then the floor just opened. Like it recognized the frequency. Senna crouched beside him, her heart pounding. The opening revealed a spiral staircase, its steps appearing to be carved from a single piece of crystal. "Have you checked structural integrity?" "Solid. Whatever this material is, it's stronger than diamond." Finn finally looked up, his brown eyes wide with wonder. "Want to be the first?" Senna activated her suit's environmental shields and began her descent. The staircase curved gracefully downward, each step lighting up with a soft blue glow as her feet touched it. After what felt like several minutes, the passage opened into a vast chamber that took her breath away. Countless crystal columns stretched from floor to ceiling, each one containing what appeared to be suspended animations of cosmic events, supernovas, binary star formations, and phenomenon she couldn't even name. But it was the center of the room that drew her attention and stopped her heart. There, floating in a column of pure light, was a humanoid figure. "Finn," she whispered into her comm, "are you seeing this?" "Recording everything," he confirmed, his voice equally hushed. "Life signs?" Senna approached carefully, her scanner extended. The figure appeared female, her body composed of what looked like living crystal, semi-transparent and shot through with veins of iridescent light. Her eyes were closed, long crystalline strands that might have been hair floating around her face as if suspended in liquid. "I'm getting something. Not like any life signs we've seen before, but there's definitely energy there. It's almost like..." The figure's eyes snapped open. Senna stumbled backward as the crystal column began to pulse with light. The figure within turned her head, fixing Senna with eyes that shimmered like opals. A sound filled the chamber, not quite music, not quite language, but something in between that made Senna's bones vibrate. The column of light began to dissolve, and the crystalline woman floated gently to the floor. She stood nearly 7 feet tall, her body catching and refracting light in ways that made it difficult to look at her directly. "Finn," Senna managed, "get a containment team down here. Now." But before Finn could respond, the being raised a hand, and Senna's comm unit went dead. The creature took a step forward, moving with impossible grace, and spoke in a voice that seemed to bypass Senna's ears and resonate directly in her mind. "I am Nadira," the being said. "Last keeper of the harmonic archives. And you have awakened me." Senna's scientific training warred with her instinct to run. "I'm Dr. Senna Reese. I mean you no harm. We're researchers, studying these ruins." "Ruins?" Nadira looked around, her expression shifting to one of confusion and then profound sadness. How long have I slept?" "We estimate this structure to be at least 50,000 years old," Senna said carefully. Nadira's form flickered, the light within her dimming momentarily. "So they are gone. All of them. The resonant ones." Before Senna could respond, footsteps thundered down the spiral staircase. Finn appeared with two security officers, their pulse rifles raised. Nadira's form brightened in alarm, and the crystal columns around them began to hum. Wait. Senna moved between the security team and Nadira. Lower your weapons. She's communicating with us. She's intelligent. Dr. Reese, one of the officers, Jackson, said firmly, protocol requires any unknown life forms to be contained and quarantined. She's not a threat, Senna insisted, though she had no way of knowing if that was true. She turned back to Nadira, whose light had taken on a reddish tinge. Please, stay calm. I won't let them hurt you. Nadira's voice echoed in her mind again. You speak truth. Your resonance, it is pure. The crystalline being extended a hand toward Senna, and before anyone could react, a spark of light jumped between them. Senna gasped as images flooded her mind, a civilization of beings like Nadira, cities of living crystal, knowledge stored in harmonics rather than words. She saw great ships sailing between the stars, felt the profound connection these beings shared with the fabric of spacetime itself. And she felt Nadira's overwhelming solitude, the weight of sleeping for millennia while her people's legacy lay forgotten. The connection broke, leaving Senna breathless. She was on her knees, though she didn't remember falling. When she looked up, she saw that everyone else in the room was frozen in place, caught in some kind of stasis field. Why? She asked, looking at Nadira. Why show me this? Why me? Nadira's form shifted, becoming slightly more solid, more present. Because you sought understanding before power. Because you felt the life in these walls while others saw only stone. And because, her voice took on a note of wonder, you carry within you an echo of my people's song. Senna stood shakily, her mind racing with implications. What happens now? Now, Nadira said, her light pulsing gently, you must decide. Will you help me protect what remains of my people's legacy? Or will you allow your kind to turn our knowledge into weapons, as they have done so many times before? The frozen security officers stood as a stark reminder of what Nadira was capable of. Yet Senna couldn't shake the feeling that this moment was precisely why she had spent her life studying the stars. This wasn't just about archaeology anymore, it was about first contact, about bridging a gap across time itself. I'll help you, Senna said firmly. But you have to trust me. Let them go, and let me handle this my way. Please. Nadira studied her for a long moment, her crystalline features unreadable. Then, with a gesture, the stasis field dissolved. The security officer stumbled, looking confused, while Finn caught himself against a column. What just happened? Jackson demanded, raising his rifle again. A demonstration, Senna said quickly. Nadira was showing us a holographic history of her people. It was disorienting. But fascinating. Right, Finn? Her assistant blinked, then slowly nodded. Right. Absolutely fascinating. Senna could feel Nadira's approval in her mind, along with something else, a warm current of gratitude and growing trust. As she began explaining to the security team why they needed to contact the IRC immediately, she realized that her life's work had just become infinitely more complex, and infinitely more important. In the shadows of the crystal chamber, ancient machines hummed to life, responding to Nadira's presence. The awakening had begun, and nothing in Senna's world would ever be the same. Days after Nadira's awakening, the research facility buzzed with a nervous energy that set Senna's teeth on edge. She sat in her cramped office, staring at the incident report on her holoscreen while trying to ignore the constant vibration of her comm unit. The IRC wanted answers, and they wanted them now. Your report lacks crucial details, Dr. Reese, Director Walsh's voice crackled through her comm for the third time that day. A crystalline entity with apparent psychic abilities doesn't just appear without causing massive energy fluctuations. Our sensors should have detected something. Senna pinched the bridge of her nose. As I explained, Director, Nadira's species operates on principles we barely understand. Their technology is precisely why we need full access, Walsh interrupted. The military division is already en route. They'll arrive within 48 hours. The comm went dead before Senna could protest. She glanced at the security feed showing Nadira's quarters, a hastily modified research lab that now housed the crystalline being. Finn stood near her, taking readings with a handheld scanner while Nadira examined a series of holographic star charts. Senna made her way to the lab, nodding to the guards posted outside. Inside, the air hummed with an almost musical frequency that had become familiar over the past few days. Nadira's crystalline form cast rainbow patterns across the walls as she moved. The stellar drift patterns confirm it, Nadira was saying to Finn. 53,000 years have passed since I entered stasis. My people's emergency protocols were designed for centuries, not millennia. Finn lowered his scanner. Could others have survived? In similar chambers? Senna, Nadira said before answering, acknowledging her presence without turning. The connection they'd shared in the chamber had left an imprint, a constant awareness of each other that both fascinated and unnerved Senna. Military's coming, Senna announced without preamble. 2 days. Finn swore quietly. Nadira's form flickered, her light dimming momentarily. You fear them, she observed. With good reason, Senna moved closer, lowering her voice. They'll want to understand your abilities, your technology. They won't be satisfied with observation. Like they weren't satisfied with the Europan crystals, Finn added grimly. Or the Martian ruins. Nadira's form shifted, becoming more angular, defensive. You speak of destruction.